Hi, my name's Adnan,
My name's Leah.
My name's Sam.
and today we're going to present to you how AI has historically messed up across time. And so, when it comes to the recent development of AI, there's been tremendous success, of course, but also a great amount of failure and setback.
Discrimination, safety, and misinformation have run rampant in the AI community in the past decade.
We'll take a deeper look into how these areas have been negatively affected by underdeveloped AI and also propose solutions and how these can be fixed.
So, branching off into a specific topic related to how AI has been prone to failing in specific tasks, automated hiring systems are failing due to significant problems with bias and decision making. So, in the current world, artificial intelligence is a huge part of the hiring process for companies because of its convenience and efficiency. And at first glance, this seems like a worthy advancement due to how helpful it is. But when you explore the issue more, it becomes more apparent that this process is being it's causing people to be overlooked and for the recruitment process to be unfair and for more people to get rejected. And the hiring process used to be based on human interaction through the process of interviews and fair evaluation of resumes and individuals. However, with the rise of automated systems, this has taken away this crucial aspect of hiring individuals for important roles in companies. So, major companies like Amazon, Google, Meta, and Microsoft have funded millions into creating more AI hiring systems to improve the process of recruiting and make it faster. But this is counterproductive because this hiring process has been biased due to the AI systems being trained on past historical data that contains harmful ideologies that can harm workplaces in the future. And so this problem is currently expanding on a large scale and has multiple stakeholders that because of the various fields that it can affect. So technology companies that are currently developing AI systems, such as IBM, they have like a huge responsibility for this issue because they design the AI hiring systems that give jobs to future workers. And this is a scary idea because the fate of upcoming workers in the STEM field is heavily dependent on the AI systems that major tech companies develop. And so major companies are not just at fault for this issue because many AI startups are also rising and selling this technology. Um, so lawmakers and government officials, they have an important role as well because they need to regulate AI hiring technologies and make sure that they're fair so that societal issues of equality don't arise and it doesn't put the economy at risk. Members of the Equality Commission should verify the processes that companies use for hiring and make sure that AI systems follow the laws of the government. Human resource professionals are also an important stakeholder because they use AI hiring systems without checking if there's unfair biases in play. And this decision to use AI hiring systems directly affects diversity and ethics. And so human resource professionals need to make responsibility for making sure that AI systems are fair. People in the process of looking for a job are also the most affected, such as graduated students or people trying to switch jobs, because AI hiring systems can be the deciding factor in whether they get rejected or accepted for a tech job. And so, this issue of AI hiring systems takes over multiple dimensions when analyzed through causal analysis, comparative dimensions, and feasibility. So, the issue could be considered a casual problem because of the systems are learning from past historical data that contains unfair biases, and such as like the discrimination of women or the people of specific ethnic races. And this in turn reflects on past workplace practices and ideologies of society that were harmful. The issue can be analyzed through comparative dimensions because if we compare information about AI hiring systems with human run hiring processes, we can notice that there's significant issues that come through and make it evident that there's harm going on. Lastly, the problem should be analyzed on feasibility because society in general needs to examine the potential for AI and make sure that it can be used in a fair and just manner, especially when it comes to hiring processes. So the effect of the significant issue on real world can be seen through three important case studies. So in 2020, a Harvard study found out that AI hiring tools can reduce workplace and candidate diversity by 60%. This study also discovered that 50% of racial minorities were filtered out of AI hiring systems due to past biases existing in training data. In 2018, Amazon was forced to get rid of AI hiring system because it discriminated against women when hiring for tech roles due to training data containing biases from era of male domination in workplaces. The issue was so bad that AI systems were automatically rejecting resumes that had individuals who identified as female. Lastly, a study by Carnegie Mellon University found out that Google's hiring advertisement systems were more likely to show ads for high-paying jobs to men instead of women, further fueling economic disparities based on gender. These case studies highlight the harm that is being caused by AI hiring systems and how they need to be trained on better data that isn't biased if companies hope to keep using them. In my research, I was able to come up with recommendations to solve this issue for each stakeholder group. Tech companies should start developing bias testing protocols and change their training data sets to represent modern day hiring practices that emphasize diversity and inclusion. There should also be absolute transparency when it comes to AI hiring systems. Lawmakers and government officials should create detailed regulations when it comes to AI use and management, and they should create legal consequences if a company does not fix the discriminatory AI hiring system. Lastly, human resource professionals should thoroughly examine AI hiring systems and report if there are discriminatory patterns occurring in the hiring process. They should emphasize the importance of creating unbiased systems and holding tech companies accountable. The potential of AI is limitless and it can help advance the world significantly, but it needs to be used ethically and analyzed wisely to prevent unfair decisions from being made, such as those being made by current AI hiring systems from tech companies. Tech companies need to prevent their AI systems from being biased and work on removing harmful workplace ideologies of the past. Though this issue is significant and puts the tech industry at huge risk, it's still an issue that can be mitigated or solved through officials taking proper responsibility to analyze and use the recommendations that I put forth. Artificial intelligence should be used as a tool to improve our lives and efficiency, and not as a replacement for important processes such as employment.
AI can and has gone wrong is misinformation. AI can be used to maliciously create deep fake images or videos of politicians or celebrities. An example of this is that in late December 2023, a deep fake video was made of a U.S. House representative saying that the U.S. would increase arms deal to Taiwan and work closer with the Taiwanese military. Another example of this is a fake image of a notable female conservative politician in Bangladesh who had an image edited of them wearing a bikini, which would harm her reputation. Deepfakes like this are dangerous and become more and more easier to create with every advancement of AI. Of course, fake videos aren't the only thing one has to worry about being mass produced by AI. If anyone has used Twitter, or X now, since Elon Musk bought it and changed how Twitter Blue works, then you will be familiar with how bots can be used to AI generate tweets. In a research article posted to Science Advance, a peer-reviewed science journal, they stated that people are around 2 to 3% more likely to fall for a fake tweet made by AI over one made by a person. While this is a mild increase, this study was performed using the GPT-3 software. And since then, GPT-4 has come out and is much more efficient compared to GPT-3. And GPT-4 can even take video or audio as an input. It would be reasonable to believe that if this study was performed with GPT-4, then this percentage difference would be greater. The threat of AI being used to push certain agendas online is very real, and it's something I hope that needs to be quickly addressed by lawmakers. Another thing to keep in mind is that not all misinformation from AI is made with malicious intent. Sometimes AI makes mistakes. Technology just needs to advance further. Because of this, it is important for the people using AI as a tool to understand what they're using it for. A prime example of this is when Zillow, a prominent real estate company, used AI to provide an estimate, which would give an immediate estimation on the value of certain homes that the company would then buy for the Zillow Offers program. This estimate was not an immediate house appraisal, but the companies was so confident that their AI appraisal, they caused them to buy multiple homes at much higher prices than they could sell them for. And when the Zillow Offers program started in April 2018 to September 2021, where it ended, Zillow purchased around 27,000 homes and were only able to sell 17,000 of them. This resulted in over $300 million in losses and forced the company to fire 2,000 people, or 1/4 of their staff. According to Zillow themselves, this estimate has an error margin of around 1.9% for their in-market homes and around 6.7% for out-of-market. This might not seem much at first, but but one must remember that according to the National Association of Realtors, the national U.S. home went for around $350,000 in around 2021. If you were to take 1.9% of that number and multiply it by the amount of homes Zillow was unable to sell, which was around 10,000, you would get around $66.5 million that could have been potentially overpaid when the company bought those homes. This same Realtor Association also notes that in 2021, higher-end homes costing between $750,000 to $1 million had greater sales increases of 32%, while cheaper homes between $100K and $250K had a decrease of 23%. This means that the chances Zillows were consistently buying homes much higher than said national average, with this marginal is higher. So that 1.9% of those home prices would increase and make reasonable why they had $300 million in losses. Zillow was too confident in their AI tools, and while this estimate was, again, just an initial estimate, they had sent realtors to actually check out the homes. Those realtors were so confident in the AI that they most likely slacked off on their job. They didn't properly appraise the homes and paid more than they needed to, and got away with it because it's their own company's estimation tool. Companies need to remind themselves that AI is a tool and not something that does the job for you. Companies should also be more mindful of any error chance their AI algorithms may have. Zillow's overconfidence is a clear example of not understanding how much 1 to 2% or margin of error means when you're dealing with homes worth possibly $1 million. Even if that margin of error caused Zillow to start underpaying for homes rather than overpaying, they would at best gain allegations that they're a sleazy company that uses their Zestimate to trick home sellers into underselling their property to them. And at worst, they would get sued, much like in 2017, back when the Zestimate system was still just made by a singular computer algorithm. Well, Zillow won that case. Laws may be added that require greater clarity towards systems like this, where you make estimations with an algorithm. The White House currently has a blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights. And one of those rights is the protection against inefficient systems. Someone could argue that the Zestimate is too inefficient of a system to be reliably used by home sellers, and Zillow will be vulnerable to unnecessary lawsuits. AI as a tool will be part of the future, whether we like it or not. But we as humans need to be able to understand that the AI we use makes mistakes, and we need to be able to spot those mistakes that it may create and adjust them whenever necessary. I hope that Congress also looks into the White House's Bill of Rights blueprint and begins to take the legal measures necessary to prevent anyone from using AI maliciously, whether it be to push an agenda, scam the market, or anything else illegal.
Another big way that AI has failed to remain humane is the various ways in which artificial intelligence has caused physical harm to people all across the globe. Many companies have pushed for engineers and software developers to advance the functionality of AI, hoping that it would make some system processes easier, but in some specific cases, this has caused the client side to either be put in danger or be encouraged to behave in such a way that they then get put in danger. Several big companies and corporations such as GM, General Motors, the National Eating Disorder Association, Uber, and Google have poured countless hours and billions of dollars into advancing their products, whether that be through self-driving cars or simply a faster way of giving health advice to online users. However, this is sometimes fatal to users because technical glitches have led to near-death experiences on both sides of the scale. This problem is becoming more and more apparent as more companies start to rely on AI for automated responses or the entirety of a product's functionality, such as a self-driving car. It's important to acknowledge the specific cases in which AI can and has caused danger to society. For example, in 2023, the National Eating Disorder Association, or NEDA, replaced its human chatbot with an AI chatbot named Tessa. Users were finding that Tesla was encouraging weight loss to users through various restriction techniques such as counting calories, measuring body fat, and overall encouraging users to be smaller and therefore encourage restrictive eating disorders. This just further encompasses how AI is not yet functional enough to be released for the public's open access because it may just be the thing that causes someone to harm themselves by restricting proper nutrients that their body needs. Another big example is the self driving car epidemic. In October of 2023, General Motors, their Cruise model, um, the Cruise model's automated path ended up crashing, and then on top of that, physically dragged an injured pedestrian on the side of the road due to its hardwired instructions, which furthered the physical harm caused to this person. This is just one of the many examples where AI's self driving car has put users in tremendous and even fatal amounts of danger. Both of these examples highlight how AI has not only gone wrong, but how AI has genuinely caused physical harm to those who use it because the technology isn't fully equipped for the modern world yet. Now, there are several solutions that can be implemented on all different sides of the generative and solution based platform. For tech companies, we could advance the functionality of these AI controlled systems by incorporating more edge cases into the final product to ensure user safety, such as making sure that if someone crashes, you don't get pulled to the side of the road. For lawmakers, we could establish comprehensive legal overviews of the full extension of both chatbots, self driving cars, and other controlled AI systems to make sure that they all pass the tests and are guaranteed to be safe for users under any circumstance. For human resource professionals, we could spend simply just a lot more time using the final product before releasing it to the public to see where there might be flaws in the functionality of vehicles, chatbot systems, AI detection, just to make sure that there's been adequate testing before releasing anything to the public. And finally, it is important for AI users and AI makers to just acknowledge the fact that we're moving really quick. And these pressing examples showcase how maybe it's time to take up a step back and analyze all of the dangers that AI has been posing before furthering and furthering and furthering how much it's being used by the public.
So as you can see, AI, if left unchecked, can cause problems to both individuals and large groups.
Lawmakers should be more proactive in creating laws in order to effectively punish those who use AI to mass produce, libel, and discriminate, and ensure that businesses use AI as a core part of their business to ensure that the AI they use is effective.
We also, as individuals, must be able to quickly spot errors made by AI in order to minimize any possible damage that could be caused.
Thank you.